I've watched my previous video on how to make a simple puff sleeve, and this is going to be like a designer version, and again this is going to be a requested video. So now to make this design, what you have to do is just take your normal pattern of a sleeve and just place the tape at the top and take 4.5 inches from the top, and from this point you can take 3 inches and just give a mark. So from here I took 3 inches, and from here I took 4.5 inches, and now I'm going to make a half circle like this, and I'm going to take this piece out. Okay. So when I open this, you can see it looks like this. So take your sleeves pattern like this, and make sure you take the folded edge and place this pattern over this point. Okay, and I'm going to cut this out. For this gathering, I'm going to use this brocade material, and I'm going to make this gathering. You see a green color thread in this flower, so I'm going to match it with the green color fabric. To make this designer puff sleeve, you need a piping like this and pattern fabric. So now let me show you how to make the gatherings in the fabric. Here I'm going to sew very small pleats like this. Okay, you have to crumble the fabric like this. Here you have to move the fabric, and you have to make a gathering over here. Okay, so keep your needle and just make gatherings over here. And once you think that you have enough gathering over here, leave your footrest down and sew it on top. Same like that, insert the needle, lift your footrest, and you have to gather the fabric like this. You can see, once it's done, you're going to sew that. This is how you have to make the gatherings at the top. So 2 ways you can make this gathering. One is by crumbling the fabric like this. So once it's done, you have to put a stitch, or else I show you the alternate way to make the gathering. So just alter the setting of the machine to have a big stitch. You can see how big stitch I'm having right now. See, I just added a big basting like stitch over here. So just take this thread and just pull this thread. You can see it forms a nice and neat gathering over here. You see? So this is how you can make the gathering in 2 ways. See, you got a same beautiful gathering. So once it's done, you're going to put a stitch on the top. See? Just pull the top thread. Make sure you have to put a very big stitch over here, and then you're going to pull the fabric all over so that you can see how beautiful gathering it made. So once it's done with the gathering, you have to put a normal stitch on the top, so it looks very nice. Or else you can follow this step too. This step also works really well. So do the same to the bottom edge. Just put the needle in and make the gatherings at the bottom. Lift up the foot and make the gathering, and once it's done you're going to sew. So now you can see it should look somewhat like this once after sewing this pleats. So take this bottom fabric. So if you want to add lining to this fabric, just cut the lining to the same size, and you're going to place the lining underneath, and you're going to add this cord to the top. The raw edge of the piping should meet the raw edge of the fabric, and I have changed my zipper foot, and now I'm going to sew this together. So I'm sewing to the pretty side of the fabric. Make sure the raw edge of the piping meet the raw edge of the fabric like this. So after sewing like this, you're going to turn this piping like this, and you can see how neat it is. So I'm going to sew to the exact margin. Once this pleated fabric is ready, so take this bottom piece and you're going to place it over like this. I'm going to secure it with some pins. So pin it like this. So you're going to sew at the edge of the piping. So now take your pattern paper and place it exactly in the way. So I'm going to pin this pattern paper in. I don't want to move. So just pin the pattern paper, and you're going to sew to the exact margin of the paper. So I'm not sewing on the paper, I'm just keeping the paper as a margin and I'm sewing on the fabric. So now it is done. Just take out the pins so you can see. Now trim out the excess fabric which is hanging out. And same like that, you're going to cut this excess fabric over here. So now I'm going to attach this to my blouse. You have to turn only the sleeves fabric, but you should not do anything with the bodice. See, it should be flat and even at the bottom, just take the sleeves and you're going to turn it according to the borders like this. To the bottom, you can just fold that in twice and you're going to sew that together. This is going to be the end result of the blouse. It looks really pretty gorgeous. So if you want, you can make any alteration to this pattern. If you want, you can have this curve starting from here so that the puff starts exactly over this point. But I think this looks really nice. If you like this video, just click on the subscriber button that you see on the screen so that you can watch all my video in my channel. And thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.